The Wild Wild West.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're here. This is a breaking episode. It's going to be a solo cast. Solo cast asterisk. Obviously, I have Nate here. But Shane's away. Netflix is a joke festival, which is that'll be fun. So it'll be pretty much wrapping up by the time you guys see this. However, I don't know. Maybe Hulu will do one too. I like when the streaming giants get silly in the comedy space. You know, Hulu, huh?
They're going to start battling.
I mean, yeah, the streaming giants are battling. That's all they do is battle each other.
I didn't know they were battling for stand-up rights now. Oh, yeah, I guess Hulu's doing those specials.
Hulu does Hilarious or Hulu's Laughing Now.
Yeah, those are both terrible names.
Hulu's Laughing Now. You don't like Hulu's Laughing Now?
I hate that. I hate Hulu.
I think the streaming giants are just on the next level with the branding.
They might just be, I'm a dumbass. They know what they're doing.
Hulu's Laughing Now. Dude, I saw that and I literally cracked up. And I say, these guys know comedy like none other. Wow. Also, Amazon does not have comedy-specific branding. I would like to propose to Amazon. Amazon. Hey, come on. Come on. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe. Yeah, so yeah, this week I was sitting here, I was going, the hell should we talk about, man? You know, it's like political stuff, no. The war, pretty much political stuff, no. I don't want to talk about that.
Bombers, big bombers.
Yeah, you know what I was like, you know what would be sick to actually get into? I haven't heard anyone talking about it at all. It's the solar system. You know what I'm saying?
Can't beat space.
Dude, the planets. Here's the thing. We learned about the planets when we were little boys.
We learned about the planets when we still had an extra planet.
Hold on, let me get a camera.
We still had an extra planet the last time we learned about planets.
You're talking Pluto.
I'm talking Pluto.
Yeah, I haven't got to Pluto yet, but I'm a little salty we've nixed Pluto. It's like, what was it? It's not hurting anybody. Was that like a coalition of fat science teachers who were like, we don't feel like covering Pluto? Like, why would they drop
I think it literally just didn't fit into the curriculum. They were like, we can't get this all the way through the year. We gotta knock one off.
I mean, what a dick. That was definitely some whatever they're called. Not an astrophysicist, but like just like a space scientist, whatever they're called. Definitely just being like, technically it doesn't count. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck?
It's a big ball and it rotates around the sun. Let it be a planet.
Yeah, what's your fucking problem? Like, it's technically just like an exo. It's like, dude, it's a fucking planet, man.
My theory is Saturn's not a planet.
What's your problem with gas giants?
It's a gas giant. You can't touch it.
There's several gas giants.
But is it?
You know where Saturn's rings come from?
I want to say Uranus, but that was just me being... That was just me being...
If you're going to bring that attitude to the fucking solar system discussion, you're going to get ejected, dude. Dude, filming you like this makes me want to call the cops on you so bad. Excuse me.
You can't do that. You can't sit there.
Karen Cam. Excuse me. We'll see. Might I call the cops on Nate by the end of the solar system discussion? We'll see, all right?
Is there a direction we're going, or did you just pick your inside out?
Nope, starting from the sun.
Huh?
I almost skipped the sun. That's the craziest part. I was going to do this. I was talking to Sean about it. I was like, Sean, what do you think about this? And I was like, you know what, dude? I gotta cover. I'll start from the sun and move on. But I'm like, I gotta cover the sun. That'd be crazy to do the solar system and not cover the fucking thing it's named after.
Can I tell y'all a thing I don't talk about much? The sun freaks me out,
bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I
didn't know much about it. The more I learned about it, I'm not lying. I had a panic attack in my office researching about how the sun works. And I got into like the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah.
I, for real, at one point had to like stop and just like sit down and take some breaths. Because the sun, I mean, it cuts you down to the bare fundamentals.
Yeah.
To where you're like, okay, so this is where light comes from. And it's like,
I hope I'm not jumping the gun, but the fact that it could like blow up at any time.
Well, we'll see.
I know it's not like close.
The sun has maintained equilibrium for 4.5 billion years, and it's pretty much it will continue to maintain equilibrium. The problem, solar flares.
Oh yeah,
a solar flare.
Another scary thing.
We've get into solar flares as well. No. You're eager. You're eager. Before you're disruptive, now you're eager. We've gone a full Dangerous Minds arc in 30 seconds. This is amazing. But I will say this. It's like, here's why I wanted to do the solar system. because like we learned about it as boys, but that was so long ago, and so much stuff has come out about the planets. Like all the shit you learned about the planets, I'm not going to say is wrong, but a lot of new details have come out.
Yeah.
So the average adult is kicking around. I'm not coming for people, but a total fucking ignoramus in terms of the solar system. People like no one knows shit about how all these planets work, including myself. So, while we were out here just kind of messing around in high school, drinking, college, people were, a lot of girl scientists too, by the way, were working hard.
That kind of seems like girl science, actually.
Yeah, it kind of, dude, it's dominated. I mean, there's a lot of guy scientists, obviously, but there's a lot of these discoveries are girl scientists.
Astrology, then the solar system. It's like a clear pipeline.
Yeah, the horoscopes, like you got to go all the way in.
Yeah, I got to.
You need to know what's up with the fucking cloud layer of Venus, which actually there was a discovery by a girl scientist, big discovery by a girl scientist.
Nice.
That's crazy because right now on YouTube, people are trying to take. There's a decent argument people are making to take voting rights away from women. People want to remove women's suffrage.
Really?
I watched a whole debate on it the other day. And the line of thinking is if women, and we'll get to the outer space in a second, but this is important because I'm protecting girl space scientists' right to vote. But they're trying to say that since women can't be drafted into the war, then they have no right to be able to vote, which could essentially send men who have no choice to go fight in the war that they're exempt from. Essentially, it's not fair.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to wield political power in a system that like asks more of men. Men should have more political power, which I say obviously is a fair position, but I think you would be stripping the women's vote via girl logic, which is it's not fair.
Yeah.
Only a girl cares about if something's
not fair.
Yeah, that's girl logic. As a guy, you can't be like, it's not fair. It's like, well, now I'm taking your vote too because you're being a girl. If you want to keep, that's the thing. It's just a vicious cycle. You can't be like, it's not fair.
If you act like a girl, we also take your right to vote.
I mean, it has to be across the board. Because why can't girls vote? It's because they act like girls, but you're acting like a girl to take the vote. Also, it's when I see the debate, it's like, okay, you can make as clear, concise point about it. No one's ever going to do it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
These
Dude,
dudes
stand on that platform for real.
I mean, you could stand on it all
never
you
get
want.
pussy again. Like
the one guy that I've watched has his wife pilled on the no vote for women. She's fully with it, and it's like, dude, again, do your thing, live your life. I don't care, but let's be honest, it's never going to fucking happen. They're never going to do it.
Is he a politician or is he like a?
He's like a debater.
Okay,
he's a good debater too.
Yeah.
He's a very, very solid debater. I forget his name, but I was watching the whole thing and like. It's just one of those things where it's like, it sounds sick, obviously. You're on your channel. You're like, here are the reasons. You're watching. You're like, yeah, we're going to fucking do it. We're going to take their vote away.
Nodding too.
I mean, dude, it's just never going to fucking happen. It's like, it won't, dude. No country can possibly withstand that amount of, the nagging would be crazy, dude. Like, let's be honest.
Divorce rates would go through the roof. If you're a dude who goes, I agree with this, you're done. You're not getting pussy. Your ladies.
A lot of babe. Again, this guy's got his babe. She's on board. Yeah. That is a fucking rarity, dude.
Yeah. He's got the 1%er of babes.
I know in babes, your babe might be like, yeah, I could see that, and then just like on a random Tuesday, be like, can't believe I can't fucking vote. He's like,
soon as her period
dude, you
hits.
said it was fine. We watched the YouTube debate. We both agreed that guy was right. They're never going to go along with it. No. It's just one of those things where it's like, dude, like you're kind of like chasing your tail. You can, whatever. But and then after doing all this outer space research, I'm going, dude, women are dominating.
We need some babes.
We need these babes to fucking tell us about outer space. Again, I don't know if it's all of them, but a lot of these discoveries are from babe scientists while we've been just absolutely fucking around the entire time.
We will, if we take away their right to vote, they're going to stop focusing on science. They're going to try to get their right to vote back. We can't do it.
I don't know. You could, though. If we did take the vote, we could get, there might be some humble babe action.
I do
almost like reuniting right after a breakup.
Yeah.
Could be best behavior. We could have best behavior.
I do like the idea of women acting right.
I would just vote. I'd be like, just tell me. I'll vote however you want. I don't even care.
We get double votes.
You tell me, babe, I'll vote for whatever you want. I don't fucking care. And also too, like the nuts and bolts of blocking the vote, I mean, it's like what the only option would, you'd have to literally physically hold them back. They would flood the voting booths.
We would also have so many trans women, like women. I just thought about that. Or we'd have to go down that rabbit hole. Then it'd be a whole different thing. Because they would definitely spite trans. I know.
You'd have to have the FBI female body inspectors. That'd be the only way. But either way, I don't want to get mired down in politics. I want to talk outer space. Because it would be, dude, I'm saying it'd be a sad sight if, like, you know, you're there, you pass the law in this fucking Handmaid's Tale bullshit world. The only way you could stop women was you'd have to have, like, a security force, like Scrappy-Doo, holding their heads while they fucking... And that would bum me out. I'm trying to cast my vote for the Republic. I'm seeing women get Scrappy-Dooed just nonstop. That would fucking piss me off. Some of them good girl scientists that are fucking enlightening us about space. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. The regular season's done and the NBA playoffs are here. Time to get in on the action with Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA.
NBA.
N space B space A. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCH to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And during the playoffs, make a $5 lineup with a live NBA pick for a shot at the Do It Live sweepstakes trip to the NBA Finals. That's a rough one, man.
Bullshit sentence.
More info can be found on the Prize Picks promos board. Prize Picks, a preferred partner of the NBA. So, either way, I mean, the long story short is that new details have emerged about the solar system. Very juicy details.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, comment, and subscribe below in the chat. So, okay. So you got everything out of the way. Again, the plan was start closest to the sun and work out. And you go, and work. But then it was like, dude, let me hit the fucking sun. And actually, this was Sean's idea. While we're doing the planets, we're going to do kind of a mini deep dive into why they have that name, what the name says about the planet. Does that actually match up with the physical characteristics? Because like all of them are named after basically Greco-Roman gods, except for Earth. Rome. Except for Earth. Yeah, we're talking Rome a little bit. Except for Earth, weirdly enough. Yeah. Why? Why did Earth not get? I mean, I guess probably because we're standing on it. It doesn't get a cool god name.
We might have already had it named. We might have already been calling it Earth.
It's just Earth. It's just Earth.
It's just Earth.
All you couldn't name Earth after a god, really, because it was like, the gods were supposed to be in the heavens and whatever, unless you believe in like Gaia. So, okay, before we talk planets, let's talk sun. Okay, and basic facts. This is the stuff I already knew before I researched. Sun is 93 million miles away from Earth. Yeah. I know that one. I learned that from a Wu-Tang song. It's from Triumph. It's literally in the song. Which is kind of crazy. That's like some dude smoking Sherm in the projects would have literally been teaching a prim-ass white boy like myself about the solar system. Yeah. That's what happened. That's how I started my love for outer space. And now I've joined the lineage of great teachers because I've actually smoked Sherm on accident before. So that's the only
Sherm mixed with. How do you get?
It's just PCP.
Okay.
It's just wet. Yeah. It's just I accidentally smoked Sherm myself. So that's how I've just following a great lineage of teachers, just smoking Sherm once or twice.
What's that feel like?
Weird. Yeah. During it was sick.
Yeah.
Fluid. I literally flew up a staircase. It's awesome. I could breathe flames out of my mouth. But then I got like deeply paranoid that these babes were trying to poison me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I could have kissed them.
Oh.
But I was too shermed out.
Yeah.
But that's the life of a fucking astronomer like myself. So let's go size of the sun. Right off the bat, how big is the sun in relative terms? 1.3 million Earths could fit inside the sun.
Yeesh. That's crazy.
It's fucking, dude, it's massive. If the sun were a hollow ball, you could fit every planet in the solar system inside of it and still have room.
Like a lot of room, right?
Yeah. It's fucked up how big the sun is. Like, just to get a glimpse, you see it every day.
Yeah.
You just don't even think about it. Oh, fucking sun. 1.3 million Earths could fit inside the sun. How hot is the sun exactly? Depends on where you measure. At the core, the sun is 15 million degrees Celsius. Damn. It's fucking hot as shit. So we'll get into exactly what that means. Because you hear that, it's almost abstract. The surface of the sun is only, air quotes, about 5,500 degrees Celsius. Sean, can we get some conversion?
With the surface?
The surface of the sun. Because there's a core, there's the inner core, where like we'll get into what's happening in there. And then there's like an actual body of the sun.
Okay.
That's only 5,500 degrees, which is like pretty low compared to the core. Kind of weird.
I might Google
how many degrees? 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. What's the surface in Fahrenheit? If it's 15 million degrees Celsius, that's got to be, I don't know. Celsius throws me off because it's close at some points and super. It probably is. I think it's probably 30 million degrees. 30 million degrees, dude. We'll wait for the official numbers to come in. Here's the weird part. So the surface, core is 15 million degrees. Surface is 5,500 degrees Celsius. Okay, so it's 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. You know, whatever. We'll stick to Celsius. That's what fucking scientists, they love. Libs love Celsius, obviously. So the outer atmosphere. So there's the core of the sun. There's its surface. Then there's an outer atmosphere of the sun called the corona, which paradoxically reaches over 1 million degrees Celsius, which violates.
It's hotter
than the body of the sun, not hotter than the core.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
But according to, I believe, the law of thermodynamics, it's supposed to get colder the further you move away from a hot thing. Yeah. The corona violates the law. Basic physics. People still don't know why.
Yeah, that's
pretty wild. And the corona, this is kind of weird. It actually extends because it's like a there's the core, there's the body. The corona is like what you see when there's an eclipse. Mm-hmm. There's that like light around the moon. That's the corona. It goes on for millions of miles. And it's a million degrees for millions of miles.
Damn.
And then it actually peters out into the solar winds that basically go through the entire solar system. And then they stop after Pluto, planet formerly known as Pluto.
So when we're getting heat hitting our planet, it's corona that's gotten here? Is that what kind of?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. Luckily, our atmosphere, we'll get to that. It's not technically the corona, but the light coming out of the sun, which, is kind of a bug out in and of itself. Okay. But that's where interstellar space starts, is when the sun's solar wind finally stops somewhere after Pluto.
Yeah.
The solar wind stops and you're in interstellar space properly, which again is kind of like weird to think about. So yeah, there's the thing called the corona paradox. We'll get into kind of theories into why that might be, but again, it's like it's completely wrong. It's 15 million degrees, and it's like 5,500 degrees, and then it goes to 1 million again, outside, away, further from. And you're like, what the hell? So now, I'm sure you've thought about this. Like, what would happen to you if you like just tried to get towards the sun?
Yeah.
And in reality, you would just burn up so fast.
Yeah,
you would hit that. But here's the thing: we have. Because how do they know the sun's core is 15 million degrees? We can't get close enough to measure it. Mm-hmm. So they do a thing where there's a couple methods. I don't really understand them, but there's like ways you can look at light signatures, and the certain colors coming off give you this is how hot this is. This is how hot this is. There's also, they like the neutrinos that bounce out of the sun, hit the ground, and they somehow like collect those and measure those. But still, I'm like, I don't know. I'm taking it with a grain of salt. There's no way you can actually measure without the direct probe. NASA in 2018 launched a Parker Solar Probe, and they got in 2024, about 6.1 million kilometers to the sun's surface, which is close. So they're in the corona. So they were able to theorize how hot it would be. And then they actually sent this probe into the corona that could verify, like, okay, our models were correct.
I'm assuming there was no camera or nothing, no pictures that got sent back.
I don't think so. I think this thing was it was basically a bullet. It traveled about 692,000 kilometers an hour, fastest any human-made object has ever moved. So they just it had a carbon heat shield about 4.5 inches thick that kept everything inside at room temperature, even as it like hit temperatures at like 1,400 degrees Celsius. So now I'm going like, that's why too. The corona is kind of thinned out. So like it is technically 1 million degrees, but the particles I think are so thinned out that like it doesn't feel as hot. That's why they're able to get in there. So I don't know. That's a little confusing. But it's still like
the only thing my brain can even like compare that to is like when humidity makes things feel hotter than it is.
It's you really feel pretty fucking dumb when you try to think about this shit. But it's like, if you try to really comprehend how hot these temperatures are, there's nothing, like molten metal is thousands of times cooler than the sun's coolest part, which is the surface.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's almost abstract. So it's like, in the way to think about this is like, as you go up the temperature ladder, you don't just get more hot. As you get to like, things like 15 million degrees, it literally alters what the matter fundamentally is. So it changes literally, like when you get to the sun's core, it turns into plasma, which is a whole different state of matter.
Yeah.
It's like solid, gas, liquid. Plasma is just like a soup of particles because everything just breaks down.
Is that kind of a laser beam? I don't know. I feel I'm going video games. I'm going video games because you got plasma guns all the time.
So let's just. So again, like the whole idea of imagine yourself floating towards the sun. How close can you get before you're destroyed? I mean, in terms of pure radiation and heat, you're dead. Unprotected human tissue would be destroyed long before getting anywhere near the surface, obviously, if you could even preserve yourself. Parker Solar Probe, like we said, you got the closest. For context, Mercury, which we'll get to, the closest planet, is still about 46 million kilometers from the sun at its nearest point. So it's like halfway between Earth and Mercury is like the halfway point between here and the sun. So yeah, with the general scientific consensus is that without shielding, you would not survive much closer than Mercury's orbit.
Damn.
So, and here's the scale for reference in terms of temperatures: 0 degrees Celsius, water freezes; 100 degrees Celsius, water boils; 1,000 degrees Celsius, lava, molten rock. That's what lava is. 1,500 degrees, steel melts. 3,500 degrees, tungsten melts. This is the highest melting point of any metal. It's used in light bulb filaments. 5,500 degrees Celsius, the surface of the sun. And anything that exists as a solid or a liquid is already just long gone. 1.1 to 3 million is the corona temperature. 15 million degrees is the core of the sun.
Shit.
Yeah, which is kind of nuts. And then so like we said, the surface of the sun is cooler than the area outside. The corona, which, we already talked about that. But again, this is a big paradox. Physicists are like,
they have no idea why.
They don't really know. However, the leading theory on the corona paradox, why the outside area of the sun is hotter than the body of the sun, again, just including the core, which is just literally nuclear. They think that the massive heat shift around the corona is due to electromagnetic fields snapping together in tiny increments, and each of the realignments generates heat in like micro flares. So it's similar to a big solar flare that originates on the sun's surface. But in the corona, they're thinking like this is happening on a tiny level, but just like billions of them every single second.
So it turns into a big ass thing, kind of.
Yeah, so like it kind of collectively heats. It's more so like electromagnetic heat than technically heat from the sun, but it is coming from the sun because the sun's core does generate does like dictate the movement of electromagnetic lines. Electromagnetic shit is so fucking weird. So it's like, think of like, we talked about solar flares, obviously. So solar flares, I think, originate because there's like, the core is doing all of its crazy shit. It gets so hot that the electromagnetic fields get all like whacked out. So then like they're getting all whacked out coming from, the core of the sun. They hit the sun's body, and as the sun's rotating, the electromagnetic lines just twirl together. Yeah. And they get so tense, like twirling a rubber band together, and eventually they just snap. Yeah. And just fire off like a massive thing of heat and energy. And the biggest solar storm that hit Earth that we know of was the Carrington event, 1859. It was so strong that it set telegraph machines on fire. Yeah. So those old Morse code lines were all connected by copper wires. So everyone was just working on them, and out of nowhere, people got like shocked. Yeah. And like some of them burst in flames.
I think it was all over the.
It just that energy got absorbed by those copper wiring, connecting them all together. So like some of them burst into flames. Other operators were just like, "Ow!" Just got shocked.
Did it hit the whole planet, or did it hit like a chunk of it, like one side?
I think it hit the whole. I think it fucked up like the. I think it fucked up anywhere that had that stuff.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, the weird thing was the energy from the solar flare. After they had unplugged some of the machines, like what the fuck's going on with these, and they were still powered, no plug-in. The energy from the solar flare actually powered the machines for a time being afterwards.
But they were just fucked.
They were just off. They were off, but they were on.
But they were on. Yeah.
You couldn't turn them off. They had too much juice.
Yeah.
So, and the cool thing too was the solar flare was so intense that like the aurora borealis you could see from like the poles. Yeah. You could see that in like Cuba. It just lit up the whatever that is, like hits the sky and colors bounce off of the atmosphere, and there was like an aurora borealis visible, something like it visible all the way down.
Silver lining to that chaos, because aurora borealis is like one of my bucket list see that in person things.
It'll be sick. Yeah. Although the weirdest part was it was so bright that it happened in the middle of the night, so people woke up in the middle of the night thinking it was daytime. So they kind of popped up like, oh man, birds even got tricked. Birds started singing like it was nighttime. They came out being like, what the fuck? It's 3 in the morning. Why is it so bright? Yeah, it just looked completely fucked up. The weirdest thing is if such a solar flare happened today, it would destroy the infrastructure of the entire internet.
Yeah.
It would cause trillions of dollars in damage. The internet would go down as far as I know.
That's terrifying.
Plus side, search history. Destroyed. Everyone clean slate.
I'd be so mad.
We're talking if we get a big enough solar flare, it could destroy. Now it would destroy the entire internet, dude. Clean break.
But what about my bookmarked favorites?
Bro, you got to let them go. You could find them again. You'd have to recreate them.
Yeah, that would be the real thing. Because they would be gone. They'd just be gone.
They would exist in your heart, and you would have to write them down like fucking like one of those ancient Greek historians.
To a wall. Just a lady would come on her face with a ball.
Who's the lady that's always having sex in the shower with like wet makeup on her face?
I don't know.
Michaels.
Gianna Michaels?
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to sing her song. You'd be like the Bards.
I would definitely.
This is a story of Miss Michaels.
Gianna Michaels and Pinky I'd sing to the heavens.
Yeah, they'd have to live on through you. So, and this is why we're talking solar flares. That has to do with the leading theory on why the corona is so much hotter. Is like, that's how a massive flare works. Of like just the twisting and breaking of electromagnetic fields when they reconnect. It like generates a ton of heat and energy. That I think that's what powers a solar flare. But again, who knows? We don't know. Electromagnetic fields they're actually a very, very spooky subject in and of themselves. Fields are non-physical like objects that somehow affect physical objects.
Yeah.
Very, very spooky, man. Very spooky. So also too, just how big, we talked a little bit about just how big the sun's corona is. So it's like, all right, the diameter of the sun's visible surface is about 864,000 kilometers, which if you were to take a radius of that, half the circle, guess how big it would be? 432,000 kilometers. Anyway, pretty sick. The corona, starting at the end of the sun's surface, extends for, like we said, 3 to 5 million miles, raging at roughly 1 million degrees, which again, asterisk that because apparently they were able to probe it and it was only 1,400 degrees Celsius. So maybe that was like the outer reaches. I don't, oh yeah, you know what? It probably was because they weren't even, they had got to like the outer reaches of that. Maybe they're in salt, because the corona of the sun that goes off the body extends for 3.5 million miles at 1 million degrees and then thins out into the solar wind that we talked extends all the way out to Pluto and beyond. So technically speaking, the whole solar system is located inside of the sun. Yeah. And I'm going to get pushed back because they're going to say, dude, that's the fuck, you can't include the fucking solar winds. But it's like, hey man, I didn't write the rules. Huh. The girls did. This is girl rules. Girl rules. Sorry, I didn't make them.
Actually, you're still in my space.
Now, if you really want to take away their vote, you can amend the solar winds and be like, no, it does not extend to the whole thing. All right, so we covered the surface and the corona, I think, pretty well. But what about the core, the churning powerhouse of the sun? The core is where, I mean, dude, like the surface is cool and all, the corona's pretty cool, paradoxical, whatever. The core,
I don't think I've ever heard shit about the core,
bro. If you want to cover your ears, I don't blame you.
It's freaky.
You'll never look at the sun again the same way. So the core makes up the innermost 25% of the sun's radius. So 25% of the sun size is the radius, not obviously including solar winds and all that stuff. But don't let that fool you. 25% of the sun is still enormous. The core alone is roughly twice the diameter of Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system. So it's massive. Yeah. So you have this massive ball. It's 15 million degrees Celsius. And again, we've already established the corona is 1.3 million degrees. The core is 5 to 15 times hotter than that. And like we said, every step up the temperature ladder changes what matter fundamentally is. So once you get into the core, you're beyond what any physical matter on Earth is, basically. You turn into plasma. And the pressure, this is fucked up if you think about it. The pressure of the core, it's 250 billion times Earth's atmospheric pressure. And pressure is not gravity. It doesn't mean you weigh like 250 billion times more. Yeah. It's like if you were, when you're underwater, when like submarines go thousands of feet and they get crushed? Yeah. Dude, like if you did like a couple 100,000 times bigger, you're crushed. It's 250 billion times atmospheric pressure. It'd be like being like, 10 billion feet underwater. Like it's unfathomable how much it grows. It's crushing. It's containing an explosion, which the core essentially is.
Yeah.
The core's explosion is equivalent to 90 trillion nuclear warheads going off every second. Already for 4 billion years, slated for another roughly 4.5 billion years more.
Well,
every second you look at the sun, it's 90 trillion nuclear warheads just going.
We're just looking at it like, damn, it's a pretty day out there.
Dude, it's insane. So, okay, 250 billion times Earth's atmospheric pressure. And again, it's being crunched down by gravity. The sun contains 333,000 times the mass of Earth. And all of that mass is gravitationally attracted to its own center. I don't really know that's how gravity works. So if you have a big ball like Earth or the sun, it's like the weight. So you have like you're standing on France, all of France from the surface down to like all the shit underneath it is pressing on the core. Then you have China, that's also somehow pressing into the core as well. And every place is just crunching down on the core. So the core of the sun is just fucking massive amounts of gravity containing this never-ending explosion that just kind of repowers itself over and over. So every layer of the sun is sitting on top of the layer below it. It's the most extreme pylon ever, just all the way down to the core, like we say. And the temperature, so it's the temperature, by the way. So we're saying about like the 15 million degrees changing what matter fundamentally is. It's from two things. It's from the temperature and it's from the pressure. Yeah. So the temperature gets the particles moving fast enough to overcome the repulsion, because you have like, say, you have a hydrogen nucleus, sees another hydrogen nucleus. So it's just sitting there like this. They're repelled like magnets. Like think about two magnets. You can't get them to touch each other. You're sitting there like, I can't do it. So the heat gets the particles moving so fast that the electrons, since it's plasma, the electrons fall away. Now we have the soup. The electrons are just floating here and there. There's no order to any of these things. And the neutrons are just going like this. And then they get hot enough, they get fast enough, and they get close enough to each other to overcome the repulsion.
That's love.
So like, dude, it'd be like if you threw a magnet so fast, it is love.
It's true love.
It's like if you threw the magnet so fast, which I actually seen one of my boys do this one time. You throw the magnet fast enough, it would just go and it would actually connect. However, the connection is nuclear. It's like particle fusion. So it's what powers nuclear bombs. Yeah. And the pressure, so it's like the temperature gets them moving fast enough to overcome the repulsion, but then the pressure gets them close enough for the strong nuclear force to grab them together. So, and this is the core is the only place in the solar system where both conditions are met at once, which is why fusion only happens in the center of stars and nowhere else. It really is. When people do atomic bombs, they're harnessing the power of the stars. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's the power of the stars.
Yeah.
And here, and the cool part is the same gravity.
That's kind of badass that people were just harnessing the power of stars on the planet. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's cool. It's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
When you get into it, it's like, really scary.
We did kind of do that, though.
I know. I mean, shout out to us, obviously. But yeah, the same crushing gravity is what keeps the whole system stable. The fusion at the core, and we'll get into exactly what fusion is, this nuclear fusion, is constantly trying to blow the sun apart. So, and again, like we said, 90 trillion nuclear bombs per second exploding. Gravity is just hugging around it. Just, no, brother, just holding it all together. And these two massive forces have been pretty much perfectly balanced for 4.6 billion years. Like we said, turns out we get another 5 billion in the bank. So we're chilling on the sun for 5 billion more years. The sun's a controlled explosion that gravity won't let escape and fusion won't let collapse in on itself. So the fusion also is pushing out against gravity, wanting to just fucking crunch it all in.
I wonder if it'll be like signs. I mean, obviously we won't be here for, but 400 billion years from now, will the sun like feel or look different? You know what I mean? Because we've lived it, we've experienced it for such a short period of time. We don't even.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. They claim that it's been relatively stable, but it's like, again, I'm like, okay, we'll see. Okay, girl scientist, we'll see. This episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. Moms are no stranger to chaos, and some of your craziest moments together, pure comedy in hindsight. That's why an Aura frame makes the perfect Mother's Day gift. They capture not just the memories, but the chaos you cause along the way. Personalization requested. Please talk for 10 to 15 seconds about a chaotic moment your mom had to handle, especially something you caused that was stressful at the same time, but you both laugh about now? For example, like that family road trip where I somehow got us lost. What chaos did I cause? Well, one time I don't know if you know what a Mad Libs thing is, but it's like a word puzzle. Not a word puzzle. It was like a story, but you got to fill in all the words. I don't know. You know what it was? That was bad because I put nothing but like butthole and penis. And my mom found it, got mad. But I signed someone's yearbook one time. I was in 7th grade and I signed an 8th grade boys yearbook. And I said, "Dear Joey, I hope you get butt fucked this summer." And his mom called my mom, and my mom called the school and told me that my dad was going to beat my ass when I got home. And I just sat in dread all day and waited. And my dad beat my ass. And it'd be nice if we had a picture I could put on an RF frame. That'd be a very beautiful memory. Moments like that are priceless. Now you can immortalize them. RF Frames keeps your favorite memories alive with unlimited photo and video storage. Preload your photos before it even ships, personalize it with a message, and share the laughs effortlessly through the free Aura app, or even just by texting photos straight to the frame. Named #1 by Wirecutter, you can save on the gifts mom love by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners can get $25 off their best-selling Carver matte frame with code MSSP. That's AURA frames.com, promo code MSSP. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Also, guys, I have some new tour dates coming up. I'm actually kind of pumped to announce them. They'll be summer into pretty much winter. Pretty cool. But the big one right now, Toronto sold out. Thank you guys, Canada. You guys rule. And then the Riviera Theater, Chicago, Illinois. I'm gonna check right now, guys. I think tickets are almost gone. I'm not just saying that, but we're a week out, and I believe last time I checked, I was at like 90% sold. So yeah, so I'm looking right now. It's making me click to make sure I'm not a robot. Whatever. There's not a lot of tickets left, guys. I can say that for a fact. So get them if you want to come. It's gonna be a close one. So that's it. Chicago, and I should say the date for that. That is gonna be May 16th, I believe. I don't know. So May 16th. My phone's being a piece of shit. So come on. We'll get into fusion because again, we kind of touched on it, but how it happens is really cool. So what actually happens to these, molecules or like hydrogen particles at 15 million degrees. So again, at a few thousand degrees, molecules break apart into atoms. At around 10,000 degrees Celsius, this is when it becomes plasma. Atoms themselves start to break down. Like we said, electrons get stripped away because it's like, remember the science thing? You have a nucleus, which is like I think a proton and a neutron. And then it's circled by electrons. Okay. And luckily, hydrogen has no proton. No, hydrogen has no neutrons or something. So it's just a proton. Okay. That's why they have like the proton collider thing. Okay. That's what they're trying to replicate. Did you ever hear of the Higgs boson particle collider? No. They have these things underground and they're trying to get particle fusion. They try to shoot them at such speeds that they can overcome that natural resistance and actually collide. And that
sounds scary as shit to just fuck around with.
These girls are out of control right now, man.
These girls a mountain blows up. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's actually pretty freaky. But at 10,000 degrees Celsius, matter stops becoming matter in any recognizable sense that we know and becomes plasma, which we said is a soup of free electrons and bare atomic nuclei. So it's like the nucleus not surrounded by the electrons that are spinning around it. Again, this is a fourth state of matter between solid, liquid, and gas. So that's at 10,000 degrees Celsius. The core is 15 million degrees. So you're so far past plasma that the nuclei, the proton and neutron, in the case of hydrogen, just the proton, like we said, themselves are being slammed into each other hard enough to fuse. And like we said, it's because the electrons are stripped away from the heat, leaving the protons, again, not being positively charged, but still to repel each other like magnets. The repulsion between these protons is called the Coulomb barrier, in case you're wondering. So that's the barrier that keeps protons from kind of slamming. But now, like we said, the heat has the protons going so fast, they overcome the repulsion. And so then as they do this, they just fucking boom, slam into each other. These are two hydrogen nuclei colliding and merging, transforming in a flash, in a nuclear, a miniature nuclear explosion, transforming to form helium in the process. So you have a hydrogen, which, by the way, one hydrogen, I think, is heavier than a helium. Okay. But when the two come together, which you would think, the helium's going to be heavier, the helium's lighter than these two guys that just crashed together. So because the helium is fundamentally lighter. And the loss of weight right? So you have, say a hydrogen weighs 1 pound. They don't, but let's say for the sake of numbers, 2 hydrogen nucleuses weigh 1 pound each. They slam. Now they weigh like collectively, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is. They've lost 0.7%
They
of their
get
mass.
smaller though.
Yeah, they're lighter than those. So like you start off with 2 things weighing something, they collide. You have the leftover. The helium's like the ash of a cigarette. It's like a leftover component of this reaction that had nuclear reaction. That tiny little bit of weight that's lost is then transferred into the energy that basically becomes light. So those particles colliding in the 15 million degrees in the core is what generates the sun's light. But it's happening over and over and over and over, just boom, 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 every second, just and there's this light, blinding flashes of gamma rays, which you don't want to fucking I know you think you're tough, but you do not want a gamma ray at all.
Put me on the gamma ray.
You do not want a gamma. It's that little, the hydrogen nuclei, this is important, colliding and merging, transform into helium, which is like kind of the body of the sun.
Yeah.
Boom, white flash, but that just like infinitesimal part of the mass that's lost becomes a force, it becomes a gamma ray, which is like really weird to think. Like if you took a tiny bit of weight of this thing, I don't know what it weighs, probably fucking not even like 0.1 pounds, that would become an intense burst of light energy.
Yeah.
This is what, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. So, the fusion of 2 particles, again, which is because of heat and pressure, transmutes the hydrogen into helium. We already said that, and it loses that little bit of weight that just becomes light, pure energy. And here's how I try to think of it. So it's like when the protons collide in nuclear fusion, they turn into helium, which we said is the byproduct of the reaction. And the reaction's a massive explosion of energy relative to the size of the tiny bit of weight that was lost. So like think of it this way. If you multiply something's mass, right? This is how I kind of figured it out. If you multiply something's mass by the speed of light and then multiply that number by the speed of light again, you'll see how much energy has been converted in the process. So this is, just think like, E for energy, M for mass, and let's do C for the speed of light and square that. You get, I think it's like E equals MC squared. Whoa. Oh, dude, that's crazy. That's Einstein's theory, actually. But that's what, I had no idea that's what E equals MC squared is.
Yeah,
It's just accounting for how much mass converts, how much the tiniest amount of mass converts to like light energy, basically.
Okay.
It's Einstein's theory of special relativity. It's a crazy case of parallel thinking, honestly. But I was like, oh yeah, that's how that works. So going back to the sun.
Dude sitting there by himself and just figuring that all out for the first time. Yeah, he just being like, I'm him.
He's definitely him.
Yeah.
I think, though, there was a guy who figured out, magnetism and electricity are part of the same thing.
Yeah.
And that came first, which was also like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I think that, they say that's what kind of like helped Einstein be like, oh, okay. And he kind of piggybacked off that. He basically alley-ooped Einstein.
That's not Tesla, right?
No. I forget the guy's name. The guy who discovered electromagnetism, another beast. That was a big one, dude. That was crazy to somehow be like, no, they're the same thing, because it's like electricity and magnetism. You can't have one without the other. The one produces electricity and the other one produces magnetism, and it's a self-sustaining field.
A thing that I've noticed, this is a little sidetrack, but like you're talking this, because we're talking about how beast these guys are. I don't know if it's Instagram or the internet has. I always picture like smart dudes as. I didn't even see you doing it. I always picture smart dudes as dorks, and like now you're starting to see like sometimes like nerds are kind of just cool, smart people.
They used to be cool. Einstein was cool.
Yeah, he used to like. I see stuff that he seemed like he was kind of him back in the day. Like
he was him. Well, you know what it was though? Those early physicists and those type of guys, they would look at this outer space shit and be like, they took almost like a religious perspective. They'd be like, God's mysteries are so tight. Now scientists are like cold and objective, and they're like, they talk like robots.
Yeah.
They lost all their swag.
They
lost their swag when they stopped being like, this is so beautiful, dude. How do I fit into this beautiful tapestry? Now they're like, well, the forces are impersonal and cold and dark.
And they turn on the guy who tries to go back to that other shit. They go like, no, that's not what we do now. We can't write peer-reviewed papers on that.
I know. How can you quantify that? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. That's why Einstein got pussy and you didn't. So, I didn't want to know Michael Faraday. What the hell? Huh? I think it's Ernest Mach.
Hendrik Lorentz.
What?
Lorentz is who Einstein built directly off.
Did he? Maybe it was. I don't know. But either way, we'll leave that. Comment below. Figure that out. So going back to the sun, that is a good point. Why Einstein was the man. I do think they just lost their respect for,
Yeah.
They stopped taking a poetic view towards nature. They just started being like, it's fucking bunch of math. It's just math. Going back to the sun, so nuclear fusion is constantly happening at the core. Hydrogen nuclei slamming, fusing, gamma burst, and this is what sunlight is. And then leftover helium, the body of the sun. So the sun, by the way, through fusion is converting 4 million tons of mass into energy, gamma rays, every single second. And this isn't like burning a log.
Yeah.
This is physically, like, that's like you burn it and it's like, it's light. This is physically converting mass into like traveling light beams. A fire is just kind of like, it's like a candle, it just kind of hovers. That's more of a chemical reaction.
Yeah.
This is fundamentally taking mass and going poof, light beam flying out. So in gamma rays too, by the way, here's a cool thing too. The gamma rays don't just blast out of the reaction and hit us, because if they did, we'd be fucked. Like we would be. Gamma rays are, in terms of energy rays, like gamma, X-rays, all that shit. They're the king daddy of energy rays. They have no mass, no charge. It's just pure energy moving at the speed of light. So, and you think, okay, what's the fuck's the big deal about that? So, okay, so here, let's just get into this thing first. The gamma ray, because let's just say if it hit you, you're fucked. Like a gamma ray goes, a UV ray hits your skin and it gets trapped. You get a little sunburn maybe, but your body's like, okay, let's kind of repair that. A gamma ray would go right through you.
Like it'd be a hole in my body?
It wouldn't be a hole, but it would pass through you, but it would sever anything it touched in terms of like your DNA cells. So it goes through you and just severs your DNA. So if you got hit with a full body dose of gamma, all your DNA strands would just be severed. Instant, like that. So anything,
like vaporize?
Huh?
Do you vape? That seems like you vaporize.
You don't vaporize. You would just be there, like nothing happened, but all of a sudden you'd be like, ugh, like all your body's natural intelligence just goes offline, and you become what's called a walking ghost, and you just slowly die. Like you die in like 2 minutes. Damn. Because your body, all your bodily processes are just like, what the fuck was that?
They just stop working.
Your lines of DNA just shred. So that your DNA is what's telling all your cells what to do.
Yeah.
That just goes down, and then you go, oh, I don't feel so good. And 2 minutes later, you're fucking toast. So that's what's happening in the sun's core. Now, here's the cool part.
If we have those kind of weapons.
The gamma would dude, that would suck getting hit with gamma. So the core, you would think like, oh, okay, so that light hits the core, the hydrogen, or hydrogen hits each other, turns into gamma, the hydrogen turns into helium. That's like the energy process, the energy exchange or whatever. Those gamma rays produced by the particle fusion, it gets trapped in the sun's core. Mm-hmm. It can't get out. It bounces around. Guess how long it bounces around for?
I guess million years.
17,000.
Okay.
17,000. You should have went low. For record, just go low next time. Makes it better. But no, but so if those escaped, we'd be toast.
Yeah.
Somehow, and the sun's already kind of nuts right now, but the energy it produces, it holds it inside of itself and just kind of, it bounces around on a weird 10 to 17,000 year journey inside of the core, where it's slowly degraded into like lesser and lesser forms of energy, basically. So it's like gamma all the way to where it's like bang, 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 bang. Now it comes out as UV light. As soon as it escapes the core and hits the, basically surface of the sun, it takes 8 seconds to get to Earth. So it bounces around for, let's say, 17,000 years, and then it gets to the sun's surface, and it's 8 seconds, hits you right in your fucking face.
Get a little tan.
As UV, and you get a little tan. White boys like me get a little crispy. But so yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. How it's like every time you stand in the sunlight, the light hitting you 17,000 years old, and has been stepped down. It kind of is set up for black people originally, so white people might be from Yakub, but it's kind of just like held in the sun and then shot out at like the perfect shit that we need for plants and people and all that other stuff.
That's fire.
Pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Pretty beautiful. Pure gamma, dude.
Don't want no parts of that.
You don't want that, dude. You just don't. You don't want anything. It literally, like we said, just malfunctions everything, gets you fucked up.
I'm so curious.
But yeah, dude. And then, like we said before, the sun, this is actually kind of cool too. the sun basically self-regulates. So like we said before, the outward pressure of a fusion is kind of trying to explode the sun just out into the solar system, but the size of the sun itself is kind of crunching it down in on itself.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When fusion speeds up, the sun expands. So the sun, it's like, okay, the thing is starting to explode, but the sun expanding expands the core too, which then naturally cools the core down. And so like we said, the heat is what gets the particles moving faster.
Yeah.
So when the core expands, the particles slow down ever so slightly. So fusion slows down. So then the sun contracts again because everything cools down.
So it's like breathing.
It's literally self-regulating.
Yeah.
So it's expanding. It's been doing this for 4 billion years, keeping itself in perfect balance, making the light just perfect for us. Pretty fucking wild. However, so it's doing this all the time, but then within that kind of like breathing kind of thing, every 11 years, it's been on a cycle like this forever. Every 11 years, it has solar flares cycle. So we're in a period of high solar flares right now.
Really?
So every 11, like we said, that's from just electromagnetic fields just twisting, and snap, and they go and shoot out. So it's like it's always solar flaring, but every 11 years, it's like high solar flares, and then every next 11 years is like low solar flares.
Okay, so we're in high times right now.
We're in high solar flares.
Longer is that supposed to last? The high times, like
I don't know where we're at in it, but
okay.
It's either we're probably just say we're in the middle. We got like 5 more years of solar flares. And apparently the flares do have, I should have researched this, I did not, but they do have like a measurable effect on like people's like thinking and stuff like that. So they can they can get you. It might be why we're all a little crazy right now. We're in heavy solar flare. Hopefully, we're on time for I've said it before, I think 2030 onward is going to be chill. That's my prediction now. If I check solar flares right now and it lines up with that, I'm just going to run with that. For sure. So yeah, that's another mystery. It's like, okay, the sun is a self-regulating. It has like rhythms and stuff that it does. And also, like we said, obviously it's held a perfect balance for 4.6 billion years. With like really no room to mess up. Like if it got like just a few degrees cooler or hotter, I mean, life on Earth is fucking toast. So it's like, it doesn't have a huge window of error. If the sun goes off just a little bit, we're fucked.
We're cooked.
So brings me to the next question. Is the sun conscious?
I was sitting here whole and then saying something about that. Cause I have that thought sometimes whether or not like planets and like shit in the solar system is a higher form of life that we just don't understand yet.
I don't know.
If life exists on Earth and grows out of Earth, what the fuck is Earth?
That's what I'm saying. What's the sun, dude? I don't know.
The sun?
Dude, here my thing is that if your brain produces consciousness, your brain is just a bunch of like electrical sparks flying around in like water and tissue. Why can't the sun, dude? You have electromagnetic fields, you have water, you have heat. I mean, the sun doesn't have water, but you know what I'm saying. There's like water on the planets, you have heat, you have electromagnetic fields. I mean, dude, why not, dude? I don't know. So there's people that say that consciousness, this is like the idealists or like panpsychics. They say that consciousness is like a field, just like gravity or electromagnetism. It's just present, and then we just pick up on it. Just like gravity crushes us, there's like a field for consciousness. And you have the right stuff, you tap into the field. Could be the sun could be conscious. I don't know. However, I think regardless of how you feel about it, something like a religious reverence is due for the sun. After I learned about it, I was like,
we need to go back to sun gods.
Dude, or at least just look at it and get stoked. Ever since I look at it, like, dude, I got into just how like the sun puts out these like whatever it is, radiation, and our eyes are designed to actually see radiation. Like if our eyes weren't designed, we couldn't pick up on light. Basically, we have like light sensors in our eyes, and I was here typing, and I was like, wait, so do we see light, or does light let us see? And I was just like getting all wrapped up on if we even see light in the first place. And I took a knee by my computer. I was like, dude, stop. Just chill, go outside, dude. It's fucked up.
This is dumb as shit, but it's a cart in the show Invincible. There's a whole scene where they go into this room and you can't see anything because of because they're exactly what you're talking about. They it's like they have a certain kind of light on in the room that our eyes aren't made to be able to pick up on.
Fuck.
And then they give him a needle that injects in the show. They give him a needle that injects something that makes his eyes be able to see this new type of light. It's kind of what you're saying.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, there's also a ton of like infrared wavelengths that we can't see.
Yeah.
So there could be shit like going on that we'll never be able to see it. And it was bugging me out, dude. But here's the thing too. It's like, people back in the day would look up at the sun. This is the rest of the solar system. Look at the sun and all the planets and just be like, dude, these are gods. They really truly thought they're like, oh shit. They'd be like just kicking around in the morning and they just see like Venus and be like, oh shit. There's the fucking horny god.
Yeah.
So they would just be like,
where's my babe?
There's my baby.
Horny guys in the sky.
So even the term, so we're going to get into somewhat into the etymology of the planets. So the term sun, they there's like stuff went back and forth being like, yeah, actually the sun in the English language has no connection to the gods. Like, Mercury, Venus, all those are like easily traceable. So they're claiming the sun has no connection in the English language to the gods. But then I started doing a little digging, and it does. So it's like, the term sun in English can be traced back through the Proto-Indo-European language family to a relation with the Norse deity Sol, which is actually Latin for the sun. They did have a sun god in Rome. It actually became the official god of like it was some of the late Roman empires. It was like it was called the undefeated sun.
Yeah.
It was a minor god in the Roman pantheon, and during the fall of Rome, some people were like, we call sun god as our god. Because actually Julius Caesar called Venus, the horny god, he claimed to be descended from the horny god, which is pretty sick. And everyone had to be like, yeah, dude, for sure. You definitely are.
You're the horniest guy.
So the actual term sun in English, it can be traced back to the Norse deity Sol, also called Suna. Sol back then was a goddess, literally the sun itself, which would race across the sky being chased by a hungry wolf. You know the hungry wolf's name? Skull. And a race, and the hungry wolf was trying to eat the sun, which is why they thought the sun went across. And at Ragnarok, the apocalypse, Skull would catch and eat Sol. And during eclipses, it was thought that Skull got himself a little bite of her, but the chase continued. And actually, Sunday, believe it or not, is actually named after this ancient sun babe.
Huh.
So pretty sick. So that, my friends and haters, is the deal with the sun. And it would be crazy. I almost skipped over the sun. But oh man, just think all the nuclear fusion going on in there, the perfect balance of light being trapped, honed to perfection, released. I just thought it was fucking sick.
It hits us. It feels good when it hits us.
Feels fucking awesome. It powers your body, dude. Yeah. If you don't get enough sun, you don't produce tests. That's why I fucking ride my bike in a tank top all the time. So from the sun now, we move on to Mercury. And, Mercury is actually, we'll slide to the Patreon. Let's slide to the page. Yeah, let's slide to the page. We're at an hour. Oh, yeah, we're good. Guys, thank you for joining me for the series into the planets, but we have to slide to the Patreon. We have places to be. That probably promise you that wasn't planned. I just, goddamn, that was, what the hell? I've been doing this for a while. Exactly an hour on the sun. Who would have thought? Nate, thank you. Sean, thank you. We're sliding to the Patreon. We're going to do Mercury and Venus. If you don't want to join, don't join. Whatever, I don't care. Watch new episodes of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast on Spotify.
Do it.